Will, I could tell you are a business leader and you've been in the real world. So you're right. Everybody I talk to about this goes, I don't have time for all of that relationship stuff, or whatever. But we have to. I think we can't afford not to if we want to retain them. So let me tell you a story. I learned this the hard way with some young team members. And I began to change the way I confronted them. So let's just say I spotted a Gen Zer that kind of did something really weird. Like I can't even explain it. It was some wingnut, foul tip, knucklehead thing that I just want to let them go right now. Get out of here. But instead, I've learned to take 4 steps, and I want to give you these 4 steps right now. It's an acronym, and it spells ALEG, A-L-E-G. So I always go to, this is the leg you got to stand on, when you're going to have a hard conversation. So the letter A reminds me, and I'm going to say this is for me, it reminds me to ask instead of tell them what they did wrong. I need to ask questions like, well, tell me what your thought process was when you made that decision. Or what were you thinking then? Or, those kinds of things. Isn't it true, Will, when we ask people about themselves, they feel valued. In fact, especially when a boss asks a 22-year-old, oh my gosh, he or she cares about me. So ask instead of tell. I want to impulsively just tell them what they did wrong. So when I ask, they feel valued. The letter L, listen. It does very little good to ask any questions if we're not willing to do the work of listening. And when I listen, they feel heard, which, by the way, is the number one request Gen Z has when they begin their career. I want to have a voice from day one. And of course, my generation goes, you got to earn that voice, sonny, be around here 8 years or whatever. So when I listen, they feel heard. The letter E is empathize. Will, I had to learn as an older male to begin to empathize with young people, even though I love them and I believe in them. So when I empathize, I am with my body language and my words and my tone saying things like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that happened to you. Or I bet that made you feel horrible when that happened. Something like that. You can use your own words, but when we do that, they feel understood. And listen, when I've done ask, listen, and empathize, they feel valued, heard, and understood. Now I can do the very thing I wanted to do from the beginning, which is to guide them. But I don't, but I've earned my right to guide them through a bridge I've just built rather than a badge. Bridges over badges every time with Gen Z. And I think it's 100% of the time when I've done that, it has worked. And I've motivated them and retained them and kept them on the team. So that would be my answer to that.